Hi there, it's Lindsey here. We've had another busy week as usual, but the most exciting thing probably is that we have a finished shell for the house, which I will show you in a little bit. The baby's sleeping behind me, so I'm trying to keep him asleep. But earlier this week, he and I went to the chiropractor, and I had a couple people message me with questions on how they how they adjust babies. So I went ahead and filmed it, just a couple little clips, so you can see how they do it. It's very, very gentle, and it just helps with things like colic, or with him, he had an asynclitic presentation at birth, so he kind of tended to keep his head on one side, so it's helped us quite a bit with that. He's seeming to straighten out a little bit now and keep everything in alignment. So anyway, we went and did that, and then on our way home we picked up our Lovevery box. The Lovevery boxes are designed for babies' development, so they have different boxes for different age levels. This one is for weeks 0 through 12. It's the Looker kit. They also sent us the play gym, which I absolutely love. I love the fact that it's wooden. It looks like it's really good quality. There's lots of things that baby can do with it, and also it'll grow with him. So they even have a little cover that goes on it, so it can be a little mini tent for him later on. So I love that it's a multi-use thing, and it's not just for the first couple of months. But this little box is the Looker box, like I was saying, designed by experts for your baby's developing brain. I can't wait till he gets to play with this. When he wakes up, he's sleeping really good right now though. This is his favorite way to sleep. He prefers to be on my chest, but when he can't be, this is the way. And he can breathe in there. He's just got his hand up. This little thing tells you everything that's in here. Lots of contrast, since, you know, young babies need that. That's what they can see best. This is a little mobile, which it's got dark contrast on the bottom and then colored dots on the top. I love this. You can set it up while they're doing tummy time. There's tons of high contrast cards in here, so it'll give him something to look at, a little bit of enrichment there. I think this is one of my favorite things that Lovevery does, and this is that guide again, but it tells you a little bit about your baby, how you can play with your baby in this box timeline, which is 0 through 12 weeks. So I absolutely love these. It gives you just a little bit more information and a little bit more that you can do to enrich your baby's play, even when you think you're not doing very much. This is a little jingle ball, and this is a teether too. And these are little sensory links, so they link onto these, and you can link them together, or they feel different, like all the little textures and stuff as baby's exploring textures. So you can definitely link those on to other things, even the car seat. And then here we've got some mittens, high contrast mittens. We'll see what he does with those after a while. And this is a little wooden book. I love that it's branded, but it's also really thick little pages, so he can chew on that or whatever, but it's giving him something good to look at. And finally, they added a little something for mom. And a coffee cup, that's appropriate. It says, "The days are long, but the years are short." So sweet. I love that. I think that the Lovevery box would make a really good gift for a baby when it's so hard to figure out what to get them for Christmas or for birthdays, you know, or for birth. It's kind of hard to figure out what to get little babies, so this box I'm going to leave a link down below, and you can check that out and see if that's something that you want to get. So I've been having a little bit of difficulty just moving from 2 to 3 children, because Jason and I are now outnumbered, and my older kids need my attention when I can't always give it to them because I have this little thing that needs me all the time. Jay's been trying to take over a little bit with baby, we have named him. That was one of the most asked questions, and at that time we had not given him a name. And I believe that we're going to stick with Colton Taylor. It's Colton with a K. But we had the hardest time agreeing on a name, and it's finally what we chose. But to me, it still doesn't feel like his name, but maybe it will. If we call him that enough, it'll feel like his name. But when I was pregnant, I said I wanted to name him Cole, like K-O-L-E, Cole. And that's kind of what we had him named for a while. But I did expect him to be dark-haired, like Ollie was, for some reason. And he turned out fair-haired. So I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't name him Cole. So we adjusted the name a little bit, but I think I'm still gonna end up calling him Cole. He is getting a little bit better at sleep. The last 2 nights he's only woken up once instead of 3 times. So that's a big improvement in my opinion. I'm getting a little bit more sleep, so I'm feeling a little bit better. It's very hard or near impossible for me to nap. One, our house is so small, so any noise wakes me up. But also, I just don't, with the big kids and everything I've got to do, I just don't have time. I just don't have time to take a nap all the time. Every once in a while I can slip back there. So coffee's my friend. And yeah, breastfeeding's going well. Just a little update on 6-week-old baby. I can't believe he's 6 weeks already. Some of you said that too. He's waking up. Are you waking up? Hi. You want to go back to sleep? Are you getting hot? He does get hot. It makes it hard for him to sleep.
Look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us.
Starting to look like a house.
Is it? Starting to.
It's been a tough week though.
Yeah.
I'm just worried, but maybe I'll be less worried when the trim gets on. I don't know. Hope it don't leak. Hope it don't leak.
They said these windows aren't gonna leak. They won't leak on you. We've never had a window
That
leak.
one down there, I don't see how it could not leak.
Yeah.
We've had a really tough time this week.
With this crew.
Yeah, everything's been okay so far. You know, the guys that did the cement, they were very nice and they were really good. Framers were fine.
They're okay. They left us with some wonky boards.
Yeah, but
And we'll show that
yeah.
at some point.
But this time, like, they put in the doors and they weren't square, and they put in a window and it wasn't plumb. And then they installed the living room windows incorrectly and had to pull those out and put them back down.
we told them that we wanted all the windows at the same height of the door, all the way down. But if you notice, our living room windows are a little bit longer. And so they did all the windows right, And then they came back the next day and had these two left, and we came back, the bottoms were level. And so these were real high, and it was really weird.
It was weird.
It was really weird. So if you see the height that they're at now, so come over here.
Well, they were like here.
Yeah. Well, they were right at that wainscoting level.
Makes no sense.
But that would have been easier for them, and that's what we've been noticing. All the things, it was easier for them, not really what we wanted.
The way they
Yeah, how he mounted the door is he just kind of screwed into here instead of pulling back this little weather stripping and putting a screw back behind it.
Which is what you're
supposed to do it. Here we go inside. So they finally got the back wall up over here, and this is the back wall actually. So they almost got it done over here. So they got this little section here, and then a couple pieces on the back of the wall over here. And then they got all the trim, so it looks like they also have some pieces up here they gotta finish.
I like boxes.
Kind of do more.
Hopefully they don't mess it up to where we can't fix it. That's all.
I'm trying to watch that. There's a lot of things like, go over here, I'll show you an example here. So I've been watching a lot of these shop builders, and I know that this is probably how they do it, but you know, he's trying to do scraps, and we paid him per window to put in because they don't normally do that, but they said they could. And so we paid him $100 for windows, and I mentioned that was kind of high. And he said that that's what it costs in labor and materials, but then they come out here and they use scraps. All the scraps from the previous people that were here out of our scrap pile here.
Some of that.
See, we got a scrap pile, and they were out there pulling all that scrap. So you can't tell me that labor and materials were $100. When we supplied the windows, we supplied the weather stripping, we supplied everything, even the scraps apparently.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We agreed to that price ahead of time. We just didn't know we were getting this work. And I've got to come in here, and this is the way he said he liked to do it, with these sticks going all the way down to give it support. But these windows aren't that heavy, and when I come in here and I do my walls, I'm going to provide that support. So I got to come in here and put this bottom sill plate, and a top plate to box it out so I have an actual window sill. And then I have to cut these off and pry the nails out of these things from down there and up here. I've got to go behind them and fix things. And when I told him that we kind of needed it done a certain way, he said, I've been doing this for 25 years and this is the way we do it. We've never had a problem from anybody doing it this way. And if you want to come down to my cabin, I'll show you how you need to do it. It's like, well.
No thanks.
Yeah, I think they're shop builders. They're not shop to home conversion builders. It's supposed to rain this weekend, and I need it to rain on this so we can make sure if there's any issues and things like that before I write that final check.
I'm like 80% sure that window right over there is going to leak, the one on the very far end.
Yep, it'll rain this weekend. We'll come out here while it's raining and see what's leaking, what's coming through. It may just be a little silicone to fix it, but you know, we're paying to have these installed. We're paying for a weather-tight building. Seems like it ought to be weather-tight. You like this new view with my long arms?
Yeah, look at you.
Get us all in there. But you got the little bambino to hold.
He's starting to wake up.
So anyway, we got these nice double doors going out the back door from our dining room. So we can open them up, go out to our new
Hey, look, they open all the way.
outdoor space.
One of them freaked me out and told me that it wouldn't open all the way.
Yeah, we went with a galvanized roof to keep the sun from bearing down and not being too bad. We went with a slate wall color, and then we went with black trim, so black trim will be up the sides and around the doors, and we get the wainscoting in there just so it doesn't look like a shop. And this will be our back porch. This will be Ollie's room over here, the pantry, the kitchen, the dining room, which all that's open to the front, and then this will be our master bedroom back here. And then we kind of got a little view in the winter.
The dog just scratched the window.
Really?
Well, the boat leaks. It stormed last night, and Jay came out there here this morning, and he circled several spots. A lot of them have evaporated now because it's kind of warm today. But you can still see water droplets on the roof. And then he kind of circled the wet spots, because there shouldn't be any wet spots in the middle of the floor from the rain, definitely. And this wood is super wet over here because this window leaks horribly. This is our picture window in the bathroom, and he just kind of marked it out because it's leaking from the top corner there. So, leaking all the way down. It was a pretty bad leak. I just think these guys did a really subpar job. So now it's up. We're gonna call them and let them know. We have not paid them the final check, so until they do that, we won't be. There's several, here's more spots that are leaking. There's even spots out on the porch as well. Anyway, I had to come over here and see the damage done. It's been several hours since Jay was over here, and yeah, I better not hear any, well, you might get a couple leaks, because that's not really, your house isn't supposed to leak. Like if the roof was leaking, once we get the spray foam insulation in, it'll leak behind the spray foam and start rotting out the boards and things on the roof. So it wouldn't be a good thing, especially if we don't know it's leaking. The porch is also leaking in a couple of places. There are areas where the boards are wet up in the roof area, so we know that's leaking too. So just a little update. Our house leaks. Also, something Jay pointed out to me, but this beam is bowed so bad. You see how it bows out, this dark piece, but it's bowed out so bad because it's supposed to be way back here, that they had to attach this in order to attach the stringers, whatever you call those, to attach the metal, because they didn't hit, because that's bowed out so bad. And that's so bad that I think that would be in our wall. I think that's gonna mess up our drywall because it's poked out so bad. So fun stuff. You can see how bad that's bowed out when you look from here. Pretty dang bad. I feel like nobody wants to create anything of quality anymore these days. It's a pain in my butt. So you can kind of see how that's going. They did come back and apply some silicone around the windows. They put silicone around the windows. One of them was a pretty big gap, so they actually added some screws around the windows first and then put silicone, and it's rained again and not leaking now. They also walked the roof and found several screws that were not screwed in all the way. So if they're not screwed in all the way, the little rubber washers can't do their job and keep the rain out. So they fixed those, and hopefully we don't have any more issues with leaking. There's nothing really we can do about the crooked post, so I'm gonna have to find a really creative way to cover that up. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I was thinking about building a box, like making a thicker post, but I just don't even know if I could do that, because they would all have to be done that way. And then I just don't know. So I need some assistance on that, if you can figure out how I can cover it up the crooked post. Don't forget, I will leave the link for the Lovevery box below, and you can check that out in case you need a gift for a little one. But I want to thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to chat with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about the way we are.